Hi folks, Mr. Thessalonian here. I want to take you through one of my very first accredited inventions. Underneath it you see a certificate of an invention that was given to me in 1990. This actual original trap was made in 1986. We lived up in a northern climate where we got heavy winters, and every winter there would be huge fields and forests full of mice that would move into our house, and we'd end up, constantly throwing away traps of dead animals in them. One of the things that I wanted to do in third grade was they brought an invention convention into our class, and they used the phrase reinvent the mousetrap. So that's kind of what I went right for, obviously, here. It's just a plexiglass box, as you can see, all the way around. It has a standard mousetrap sitting up here on the top. The only difference here is we have a string tied to the little trap arm, the little trap killer arm. And then here on the tang, the actual trigger tang, you'll notice you'll see the rod underneath there moving as I do that. It's actually soldered right directly to this with a hole through the trap and through the top of the box, allowing the actual bait hook to sit down there inside of your plexiglass box. So let me go ahead and set this for you. First of all, let me turn it and show you the front end. You'll notice here there's this little blocky plexiglass up here, and that actually has a little guide hole inside of there that I can put the pin in. Here we have a door. And in the center of the door we have a little hole here that'll actually align once we put this into place with the release pin that's on the trap and the guide hole. Here we have just two plexiglass tracks with a plexiglass little bottom lip that the door actually rides in, and it rides very nicely in there. So real quickly here, let me turn it back around, and I'm going to set the trap for you and use a little metal rod to set it off. So the first thing you're going to do obviously is put your bait down on the lower loop before you set the trap. Next thing you're going to do is, just like any standard mousetrap, you're just going to want to set it. Now I have this thing set on kind of a tough setting on the little release tension piece there, just so I didn't snap my fingers a bunch of times trying to do the film. So the next thing you do, is, like I just showed you, is you put the little rod in the guide piece, slide open the door until they line up, put the pin through the door, and now the trap is set. You just wait for a mouse to go through there. You can see my finger goes into the door nice. Now here I got a little steel rod, and I'll just set the trap off. There we go. It slides right down on the rod, and you can tell I've got that set pretty hard just by how hard I had to hit that. You can get this thing just as sensitive as the mousetrap was originally just by adjusting the little tang that you see here. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed. This was Mr. Thessalonian in the Thessalonian Man Show.